Hi there, Capricorn. This is Carrie at wooingnature.life. Welcome to March and welcome to the channel. We're glad to have you here. We are talking about relationships yet again for another month. We are going to keep the conversation going. That's courtesy of Pisces. It is Pisces season. So when it's the season of the Pisces and anybody else, then we let them decide what we're going to talk about. And Pisces wanted to talk about relationships. So we are going to keep it going. We're going to think about expanding our mind around it. I'm not just going to deal with romantic relationships this time. I'm going to really think about as I'm making my intentions for the cards. I'm going to really think about relating and relationships as they exist. It could be parental, child, sibling, whatever. So when I'm giving you this reading or when I'm sharing with you this information, just kind of let the information fall on you, and then wherever things resonate for you for certain for certain people that you're dealing with, then you can go ahead and let that fall in where it falls in, okay? If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I am going to be reading today from Colette Baron Reed's The Enchanted Map Oracle. I like this deck, and I also use this in my practice for the relationship map, which is a 2, 4, or 8 week program, or I'm going to say a process that you can go through even if you're by yourself or if you're in a relationship with someone. We also do this process for families. So if it's several people or if it's your work family, you can go through this process as well. But it is an intuitive, it's an intuitive series. We use the cards, we use the enchanted map, but we also use some other things as well to kind of tap into your intuitive space so that you can relate to each other differently, so you can think about how to communicate differently with each other. And it's a really good way to kind of clear out some of the muck, sometimes that build up, and issues that stir communication issues, boundary issues, things like that. So what we want to do basically is just to kind of, walk people through that process so that they can get a better sense of how to make good decisions for their relationships. Okay. All right, so after that, I am going to be reading from the Sun and Moon Tarot. This is a really fun deck for me. I always like to go to this one for relationships because it's lighthearted and free, and that's the way we like to think about relationships. All right, Capricorn, so we're going to reach out to the spirits. We are asking for three cards that deal with relationships in general for any Capricorns that may be on this line. Any Capricorns that may be tuning in. One more card, and this is for March for my Capricorns, just to give us some direction here. We're just looking for some direction. All right, good deal. All right, so the first card up is the Magic Prayer. The Magic Prayer to me is about setting intentions. It's about knowing what you're asking for and then asking for that. I feel like sometimes there's this back and forth that happens between your first thought and then what you actually write down to manifest it. Okay. So go to your first thought, whatever your first thought is, try not to judge it, just write it down. Now, what I've been doing is using technology for that. And what I do is I go in and edit, like I might keep a, either, I don't know, Google Keep your messages, whatever app you may use to make and keep notes on. I put it in there, and then I just go in and edit it periodically. I'll go in and check what it is I'm asking for in a relationship. Okay, so I have one for relationship asks. Okay, so here's my relationship ask. I want this, 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 and this. And then periodically I go back and look at it. And I say, okay, is this still important to me? It's okay to edit your work. It's okay to go back and say and rethink it and say, oh, you know what? I think I really meant this, because that's how you're going to refine the ask. That's the way you're going to get really clear about what it is that you're thinking and then what it is you're asking for. In terms of that. So this is going to be some homework for you, Capricorn, for the month of March. Just think about your relationship ask. That's what I want you to do. I want you to keep in your Google Keep or your Evernote or whatever it is that you're keeping your notes on. I want you to put it in there, and I want you to say, okay, this is my relationship ask, and put it in there, bullets, 1, 2, 3, 4. And just say what it is, and then periodically go back and check it and edit it and see if that's really what you're asking for, and be clear about it. But I want you to get in touch with your first thoughts, and then expand out from that. So I've got you coming back to life here. I think that this has been maybe a difficult time for some of you. Some of you have probably felt either attached to something or someone, or it could also be that you felt confined by a relationship, but you're starting to come back into your own. You're starting to its revival. It's like you're having a revival, a personal revival. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah, it's a personal revival, because I'm seeing you holding your own light. And because you are holding your own light, that really puts you in a really different space, okay? It's coming in with the number 29, which breaks down to 11. This is a powerful number combination. 29 to 11 implies a movement from a dualistic nature away from that and into something very spiritual. So I think that the relationship that you are drawing towards you right now is going to be something of it's going to be another level. And it's probably because you've either been a part of the ascension, you've made the ascension, you've gone through that process for yourself, and you're much clearer about what you're doing, right? And because of that, it's going to cause some other kinds of movement in the universe as far as your relationships are concerned. So if you have been single and by yourself, or you've been attached to a relationship that wasn't working for you and you're detaching from it, this is the perfect time, because as you're coming into your own, you're going to start drawing some new energies towards yourself, and it's going to be new people. It's going to be a whole new set of people. So don't get attached, is what I'm going to say. If you're happy, if you're attached and you're happy, this is not for you. But if you're feeling like, the relationship anchor is holding you down, or you're feeling that ball and chain type situation going on, I'm going to say it's a good time to make a quick assessment as to whether or not you really want to be with this person or not, and start to make your adjustments, because all of this is happening at once, and you might as well just let it all flow, If you're coming back into a new world, you're coming back into yourself and approaching life anew, why hang on to something that's old and dragging? Okay. And that's why we have this movement card, because it looks like somebody has got their stuff on their back and they're got their head out of the sand, and now they're headed in a new direction. The new direction is much more lush than the one that you had before. That is coming in with the number 28, which breaks down to a 1. So remember when I said about the 2 and the 9, like you're coming to an ending of a phase, an ending of duality within yourself. You're bridging something together, and that's creating that